iPhone type of record. He means like Twitch clip.
Please show your love to my man Special Op Master, aka Spec. If you see him on Twitter or you see him on Xbox One, definitely send him a message. Say congratulations for hitting legend. But look at this glitch.
Oh, there
Here
we
we
go.
go. And wait, what?
You didn't get your animation.
I got 10K. Did I get legend?
He did not get his legend animation. So to prove that he did go legend, he actually flew in on a helicopter, landed just like legends do. And then we even went over to the big billboard, and you can see right here that he's the new legend, the legend in the neighborhood. So come on, 2K, you know that's some trash.
Shakedown, go get him. The way he break down your team is like you stiff as a board and got no rhythm. Your shots got no lift in it. Get blocked like an Olympic flip. Cross you out your socks on some ninja shit. Ankle bully, crossover breaking your ankles fully. Ligaments popping, it's funny. You got
Shout out to the Shake Squad. Naughty Gang stand up, it's your boy Shake. Back out here on my brand new two-way slashing Playmaker, 98 overall. And today we're gonna discuss something that I rarely discuss on my channel because it's always about posterizing, getting ankles, you know, doing top 10s. If I do discussion videos, it's just about the things that are going on within the 2K community and how 2K can improve. But when I'm in a party and we're playing against teams or comp teams, the one thing I talk about the most is defense. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm the best defensive player on YouTube. You gotta come to me for all the defensive tips. But I just realized, like, over the years, it's always about ankle breaking. I don't really talk about playing good defense. And it's one of the biggest pet peeves that I have is people that play bad defense. Now, I'm gonna let you guys see a quick rundown of my VIP stats in my 2K card. Nothing special, just what I've been doing on the playground, the rec center. You know, I used to update you guys on this every video, but it's been a while. You know, a lot of people don't really care about this information, but I've got a lot of legend friends right now, a lot of guys that have been grinding, and a lot of people that are encouraging me to go as far as I possibly can before 2K21 comes out. I'm an Elite 2 with nearly 2,300 games played in the park. You guys see my win percentage. I think it would be much higher if I strictly ran with the usual suspects. But lately I've been trying to run with, you know, random people in the community, guys that show me a lot of love, and it's been a lot of fun. I got a chance to run with some new guys, making some new friends. I try to be in the neighborhood as much as possible so you guys can see me. I try not to do too much 3v3 pro-am. So you saw my stats. I'm not the craziest defender on my friends list. My buddy Spec, Baby Shaq, my buddy Prodigy, who doesn't even use a defender half the time, who's able to lock up good dribblers. This is my newer build, the quadruple archetype. Look at the attributes. Look at the defensive attributes. He is 6'6" with an 85 perimeter defense, 85 lateral quickness, 79 steal rating, and a 91 rebounding. And these are my current defensive badges. And this is all based on me playing on the perimeter. If I was a big man, you know, in the paint, trying to get boards, setting screens, I would have some different badges, obviously. In the beginning of the year, you had to have Intimidator on as a perimeter defender. When people did that behind the back cheese, you had to get your hand up as fast as possible and intimidate that jump shot the best way you could. So Intimidator Hall of Fame was very useful. Nowadays, I don't really have to use Intimidator Hall of Fame. I just had it on recently when I was playing in My Career game. Really, this is how I like to have it, a heavier emphasis on Interceptor. You don't really need to if you already have a high steal rating, but this is just, you know, to have overkill in between the passing lanes. We're gonna discuss that in more detail throughout this video. Let's dive into some gameplay. So first we're gonna head off into the stage, mainly to let you know that even comp players make mistakes. The vast majority of this gameplay footage is bump steals, on-ball steals, passing lane steals, mainly to show you guys what you could do better to get more steals on defense. I'm gonna touch on hedging later, but I'm not gonna get into it too much with gameplay. This video is gonna focus more on positioning and anticipation. Now, personally, the thing that bothers me the most when I play with like brand new players or some randoms or even just people that I haven't ran with in a long time, everyone that runs with me knows that my biggest pet peeve is not playing the passing lanes. You want to see me cringe on stream and rolling my eyes or start arguing with my teammates and start raging? Just let the ball go over your head multiple times without anticipating those passes, and I'll definitely start getting heated.
What?
Now, as you can see, this is my 6'6" pure playmaker build. He's not even an elite defender. He's a really good defender, but you don't have to be on an elite defending archetype in order to get a lot of steals. Now, I have on gold pickpocket, and I'm playing against an elite 3 who loves going behind the back and doing snatchbacks. You'll notice that I don't have to spam X. All I have to do is wait for him to do his favorite moves, his behind the back or his snatchback. Just kind of anticipate it. Right here, we get a chase down block. My man Spec ain't having it. And it leads to Prodigy dunking on him. Now, what are the odds he goes behind his back again? Bro. Now, how did I know he was gonna do that? What are you doing, Spec? Oh my! Damn!
I got built up.
He made his good shot. Yeah, he still has it on. He still got it on bronze, bro. Now, this is not just bad dribbling. This is also us baiting him into doing the moves that we know he likes to do, like snatchbacks, behind the backs, and that leaves him wide open for easy steals. Now back over to the park. Once I know you can't dribble, I'm gonna do my best to bait you into doing moves that'll make it easier for me to steal it from you. You'll see me standing off to the side of your hip or playing just behind you, waiting for you to do a behind the back move or some kind of snatchback. You don't need Hall of Fame pickpocket to rip people when they do moves like that. Now here's where speed and acceleration come into play. He got a good screen, but I still got 100% contest on that shot. I'm still on my playmaker build, and that 99 speed, 99 acceleration is a killer. Now right here, I've been anticipating this behind the back move he's been doing all game, and it leads to an easy bump steal. Give it to him again. Yeah, no, back up. Take this shit again. Told you. Cookies. Told you.
I'm dead.
If I'm on your hip, do not do the snatchback. It's like an easy steal, especially from behind. Don't jump, Kobe. As I mentioned earlier, you don't need to repeatedly reach. You'll find yourself way out of position and getting beat to the rim, or even worse, racking up a bunch of fouls. A lot of guys are really predictable, especially if you've been playing with them throughout the game and they're doing a lot of the same repetitive moves. You should be able to anticipate what they're gonna do and get you some more steals. Now, shout out to my Shake squad. I asked a lot of my guys that I run with privately, what's the things that annoy them the most on defense, or what are some of the biggest mistakes defensive players make? And one of the things that was mentioned a lot was jumping too much in the paint, falling for pump fakes. You're always out of position because you're thirsty for blocks, always jumping at players that are not gonna posterize you. Like, if you're a big man, it's more important for you to pay attention to what our matchups are than anyone else. So you'll know who to contest at the rim versus who to just put your hands up on. And the same thing goes for proper positioning. Like, if you know that there's multiple slashers on the team and you don't have to necessarily guard people out on the perimeter, which would ultimately leave the paint wide open, and you don't want to do that if the other team has a guy that knows how to ISO. If the other team has a paint beast and they're not running high screens, my big man has no business guarding anybody out on the perimeter. All he has to do is guard the paint, and all I have to do is play on my opponent's hip, force him inside, don't let any threes go up, and this will lead to more misses, more fast breaks, more wins, and a lot more rep. Another thing that we see a lot of people do, especially when I'm on the court, because I'm the YouTuber and I got a logo, people constantly give up the three and guard the two. So they'll try to stop me on the fast break, and they'll leave somebody like Spec or Prodigy wide open at the three-point line on a fast break or a change of possession. And it's almost like they would rather stop me from dunking or scoring, but they don't mind taking a huge L from a flurry of threes. Now, in a half-court setting, I'm really referring to people that are ball watching, and then they let their man get way too many threes on them. Maybe they're playing way too much help defense. Like right there, I took the risk of going for a block and letting up the three because my matchup's build was not a very good three-point shooter. Now I'm on my two-way slashing playmaker, and a lot of defensive players leave me wide open, but they give me the opportunity to prove to them that I can shoot with this build. So unless you prove to me that you can shoot, I don't mind taking that gamble and helping my teammates out. Recently I tweeted out, are you a help defender or a whelp defender? You know, the guy that's like,
Well, at least my guy didn't score.
it's always good to help if you know your matchup, but you don't want to give up the 3 to protect the 2. That's just a big mistake, especially if you're playing on the 3s where you really don't have a lot of extra rotation help from a lot of other players on the court. If you constantly leave your man wide open, your teammates are not going to necessarily be able to help you. And finally, not hedging properly is a definite big mistake that a lot of guys get pissed off about, especially when in this community, when everybody uses the high screen cheese, you know, constantly cheesing for sharpshooters to get wide open and knock down jumpers. We've seen that a lot over the years, especially with stretch bigs and past 2Ks. Wait, look at this real quick. This guy thinks that I can't shoot because I'm a two-way slashing playmaker. See, I have to earn his respect real quick and show him that you can't just leave me wide open. Don't be over here flopping. That's something we like to do. So yeah, if the other team is setting high screens and you're the big man, you have to hedge. You have to at least pretend like you're gonna pick up that playmaker or that sharpshooter and get a hand up on that jump shot. If you do it properly, you can spook him from taking that shot and allow some time for your guard to get back in position to guard his man. Now, if you step up too much, you might allow space for their big man who is setting the screens to roll to the rim, so you don't want to be out there too much. But that is also a big problem. Guys that just leave their point guard or their guard out on the perimeter all alone, he has no chance of dealing with a big pink beast screen, and now his matchup is raining 3s on y'all. I was just standing there waiting for that snatchback animation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna end it here on a mean posterizer. That's the video. As always, let me know in the comment section if this helped. Subscribe, smack that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. If your opponent knows that you can't shoot, if he starts doing backflips and push-ups right in front of your face, the levels of disrespect. You gotta do people like that, man. If you just know they can't shoot, you know they're gonna go right to the rim, you gotta make them pay.